In Glorantha, in the lozenge-shaped floating world that it is, we begin in the city of Nochet, largest city in the entire world. She's the jewel of Glorantha, the most renowned and glorious city, once a part of the Holy Country. She is now wounded and beaten. Within Nochet, they worship the Earthen Pantheon, a litany of green earth goddesses, a matriarchal society on the bay of the Mirror Sea. We begin in the recently founded conflux of the blade and of the ink, wherein law is met out. This building, a small building within the slum-like area of Diarno, has an open top in its central meeting place, neighboring a two-story villa connected to it. Outside in the open-aired lobby, we find many warriors and scholars and their fusions conversing.
Rummaging through the leather sack at my side, I count and recount the number of bound scrolls. Still 7, none of them lost. I put the anxiety out of my mind and turn to Arian. Closing my mouth and focusing on his face.
Arian, a fairly large man, is sitting on the floor waiting for you to finish counting your things. Set, are you done fiddling with your items? Surely they can't be that important.
I thought I left something at the library, but everything's all here. Let me stash these in the cubby hole here. I walk over to a large wooden cabinet with many different holes. One of them marked with a small symbol representing me. I slide the satchel into the cubby hole and turn back to Arian.
You know, Set, if you were a follower of Humoct, you'd only need to bring your blade. Nothing else.
Then I would need to find a new partner. Unless, do you work well with others of your group?
I have very little knowledge of other members of the Humoct. However, I was trained by a master who taught me the ways. Humoct don't really find the need to talk to each other very often. But the Link or Mai, you seem to all talk to each other quite a bit.
Endless conclaves, discussions, sharing of information is a gift. And it is a gift that is given incredibly frequently. I'm glad to be working with you. I think that our two attitudes work together. This conflux was a fantastic idea.
Arian stands up and stands a little bit taller than Set. I'll leave the collecting of information to you, and you can leave the lopping of heads to me.
The myriad conversations within this courtyard of the conflux. Yelm in the sky, the sun finally beats past his eternal rival Orlanth, breaking free of the clouds and gracing those within the courtyard with his light. Stepping into the light is the creator of the conflux, the purple sage himself, Taramocht Dalaos. His blade not with him, but his purple and black robes absorbing the rays of Yelm. He's looking around for a moment before catching the eye of Set.
I adjust the brim of my hat to block out the glare of the sun. In this city, I have not yet become tanned, and I want to keep it that way. I follow his eye and take a few steps forward, raising an eyebrow.
He walks over to the two of you. You two are new, yes?
I purse my hands and nod briefly. Yes.
Arian gives a deep nod.
And you are foreign. You're not from Israelia.
The same emotionless nod and the word yes.
You two will do perfect. Please follow me to my office.
Glancing briefly at Arian, I follow him.
Arian glances back and cracks his neck before standing straight and following the gentleman.
Up the single flight of stairs that climb the stone building that makes up the main villa that this courtyard is attached to. Climbing the side, no railing, open. The city streets seen below. There are children playing. While some may call this part of the city a slum, it's not too bad. Leads to the office.
I glance out the window, looking far down the street towards the exit to other districts, thinking about home.
Dense and swarming with buildings of myriad size. The faint glance of mountains can be seen. The office of Taramocht is adorned with a bizarre array of relics foreign to Nochet, many of which depicting the pharaoh, the forsaken figure, a bizarrely crowned, almost skeletal figure, statues and portraits of him within this office. He has a L-shaped desk attached to the wall that he stands in front of.
digging through a small, a tiny small satchel, I pull out a wet clay tablet, ready to take notes. A stylus at the ready.
Arian sniffs and looks to Terramoct.
Lankor Mai, if you would please, for a moment, pause your stylus.
I raise my eyebrows and slide the tablet back into the satchel. Of course.
You know of the stereotypes of my school, where Lankor Mai has graced us with presence within Nochet. I am no friend to the lovers of darkness, to those black philosophers.
My eyes deep in thought, recalling the politics of this place. I give a brief non-committal nod.
Where do you two fall within your loyalties, your alignments to Friends of Trolls?
Friends of Trolls. If you're a friend with a troll, you're no better than a troll yourself.
And what does that make you? How do you view trolls?
The underground dwellers, so associated with darkness, are against the light, and the light should reveal everything, and there would be no place for them to live.
I agree. While I don't enjoy the wars that bright God has enacted to encourage his will, his light does reveal. Well, I would say that my hatred or aggressive disinterest in those creatures would make me unfit for a recent commission that we've been given. A house of Nochet loyal to the trolls that lurk beneath has sought our aid, knowing full well whom I am.
I look away contemplatively. So are they truly desperate, or?
They seem to be. They have admitted to the flaws of their foolish element, seeking the truth of Lankor Mai and the will of the hands that enact law, such as you, Humakti.
Arian chuckles because he finds that I find that desperation is humorous.
I thought so too. Now, if you enact my will, if you investigate this for me and figure out what has happened and you solve this issue, it would be a great boon to both myself showing the universal nature of truth and law at the expense of those who would hide it, like those trolls. Of course, you, like Ormai, chronicling everything you see there, all their secrets for our archives. And I apologize. Please continue your notes.
I absentmindedly nod, thinking about something. I say, I do not have any personal prejudices against the trolls, and showing that the truth comes to all peoples would be a good thing for Lankar Mai.
I'm glad. And you, who walked?
Arian looks up and then down at his blade at his side. I can stay my hand for as long as necessary. But if someone or something deserves death, I will bring it.
I would expect nothing less. So, his sword manifests the whiter of the conflux besides him, a semi-transparent bronze blade, curved. He issues it forward towards the Lankor Mai, towards Set. It rests on his shoulder, knighting, as it were. State your name, Lankor Mai.
I stand straight and in a stern tone of voice, my name is Set Ezekian.
Do you hereby swear that you will investigate the wrongdoings that have been laid upon the House Zenfo of Nochet, braving the darkness and chronicling that which lurks beneath the earth?
I raise two hands in a triangle and say, I so affirm.
The blade raises, resting on your other shoulder, before lifting and floating to Arian.
Arian kneels as though preparing for an execution, but looks up at the blade and at Toramact.
Humakti, state your name.
My name is... And his voice catches slightly before changing to Arian the Humacht.
Arian the Humacht, do you hereby swear that you will be the arm and the will of the Lankor Mai Set, defending him and executing those whom Humacht deems worthy and whom Set has deemed worthy in his journey to uncover the truth that has befallen House Zentho?
Arian nods and looks up at Set. I swear.
And the blade, sensationless, no friction, no slicing, slowly grazes through the neck of Arian, the spirit molding around him before resting on the other shoulder. It vanishes.
Arian's tongue catches in his mouth and attempts to stand, testing to see if he is dead or not.
Feels no different than it always has.
Arian stands.
House Zentho is not far. You will need to bypass the neighboring wall, which this time of day will not be closed. It will be lying on the other side of the Warrens, the ruin that the trolls lurk beneath. On this other side, there will be a sealed black door, heavy and crude. That is the domain of House Sento. The doorman, doormet, biting his tongue, the door creature is a troll. Be wary of him.
I nod and ask, is there a point of contact, someone who has requested our aid that we should speak to?
Yes. Within the... Well, she's the only one that's going to be there. Simply request entrance. Do not argue with the troll. Claim your duty as law seekers. And they will let you in. They don't quite like it when you make demands of their matriarch.
I nod.
Any questions, Humocht?
Arian thinks. We are known. It is known that we are coming.
Yes.
Is this interaction meant to be kept secret from all others?
No. But it is unlike us to simply share information. Only do so sparingly and as necessary.
Arian nods.
Set after placing a few notes of shorthand with the stylus, carefully puts away the wet clay tablet and checks his sword. Well, if they need our help, let's give it to them.
Let's hear them out before we give them our help. Interacting with friends of trolls can't be good. I am uneasy about this.
Shed that. Sever it. Be well.
Arian shakes his head as though he's attempting to let go of the thought and nods.
Yelm still beams in from the curtained doorway. The only light in this dusty, relic-covered room.
I turn towards the staircase after a small nod to Taramakt.
Nods back.
I follow Set out of the room.
Pushing my way through the crowds of the conflux, the chatter of executors, I gesture towards the outdoors. I say, "Arian, let's talk.
Of course.
Find some privacy." Pushing my way to a small alley behind the conflux building. I lean back against the mud brick wall, seeking shadow away from the beaming sun. I look over at Arian.
Serpents scatter from the thin brush that has grown in here at the scholar's presence.
Arian leans up against the wall opposite of Set.
So, you made an oath that you shall kill who I find guilty. Is that so?
Arian puts a hand to his neck and follows the invisible line that was seemingly cut in that oath. I feel compelled to say yes.
I know myself and I know my kind, and I will say sadly that we are, I am slow to decision, contemplative, thoughtful, and that can be a great danger in fast moments, quick moments. So I tell you, those that are threatening us, as per your decision, are our enemies, and I sentence them to death as well. I grant upon you, executioner of those that threaten us, as per your decision. I delegate that decision.
Arian smiles and nods. This is the way of Bumak.
Yes. There will be time for cold decisions rendered thoughtfully, long oaths and judgments handed down, but there's also more dangerous times of daggers in the back, and so on and so forth. So that is my first thought for our partnership.
Arian puts his hand out, looking to grip your wrist.
I cautiously hold out a wrist.
Arian grabs your wrist. I think we'll make fine partners. I was wary of you before, but I think we will do well.
At that, I pull up the clay tablet, slightly squashed. The impressed symbols are still visible to me, and I stare at it. So we are helping the trolls.
I wouldn't say helping. I'd say hearing out this House of Zentho.
I have not had many dealings with the black philosophers that are members of my cult, but what I've heard I don't like. I also know that the rune of darkness, the rune of shadows and night and cold, they favor animalistic intuition above reason. I've had 2 encounters with troll worshippers, and I came away unimpressed and a little disgusted.
The shadows of the alley, while predominantly well lit by Yelm's grace, are moving, darkening just slightly faster with the calling of the rune.
I look up towards the sky briefly, looking for a cloud that has passed over. Seeing none, I tighten the brim of my hat down. Yes, so those are my opinions. I meant what I said in the office, that I could see this as a windfall for Lankor Mai, to show the light, dispelling, finding truth, even though to those that worship darkness. And what say you? Or are these worldly politics not your thing?
The complexities of it are not my style. I try not to concern myself with it. My truth that I bring comes from my blade. But if it means ridding the world of deception, I will agree to it.
I nod at that, and check, bring my arms down, examining my equipment that I have equipped, briefly touching the bronze broadsword, still in its scabbard, tracing my hands over the knife and the sling dangling from my belt.
Weapons from Sartar, foreign in make, exotic in this land of matriarchs, battle women, axe killers.
Are you ready to go?
Yes, I'm told we need to make our way to the Warrens. Being new to the city myself, I'll admit I'm not entirely sure where that is. However, I can offer us up a form of transportation. And I need to grab some things if you'll follow me.
Of course. I immediately push myself off the mud brick wall and follow Arian to wherever
Arian
he goes.
is briskly and somewhat aggressively moving his way through the temple here, going towards the storage area. He opens up his little box, pulls out some items, puts a pack on his back, and then turns to Set and says, "My horse is just outside. Hopefully, no one has stolen it, but if they did, well, I would hunt them down and bring them justice. So hopefully no one has done that." And I walk to the open area where a horse is tied to a pole.
I look the horse up and down without comment.
There are children peeking at the horse, pointing at it from afar. They've been eyeing it for quite a while. Some sitting on the ground.
I walk to the children and stand before them.
The bronze, all the little boys and girls that are, there's about 5 between all of them, all Isrolian, bronze-skinned, with their robes and dresses. They stand up at the presence of the scholar.
I orate. I speak with projection, and I bring the sword up out of its scabbard slightly. The truth rune inscribed. I say, "Who can tell me what this is?" Pointing at the truth rune.
It's that, and they point to the almost monolithic in height Lake Ormai temple that crests over a couple buildings.
Yes, but what does it mean?
A girl speaks up. Honesty. Not lying.
That's good. You understand the nature of the rune. It is the rune of truth. I dig in my pocket and toss a copper coin to the girl that answered.
She looks at it, surprised. Look, and she's showing her friends. Free money.
Knowledge brings wealth and prosperity and happiness. That is my small lesson. I click the sword back into its scabbard and replace it on my belt.
Well, one of the young boy that speaks up. My dad makes a lot more than just that one, and he's always talking about how lazy that those people are, pointing back to the temple.
Laziness. The truth will find him, I say confidently.
Look confused. Yeah, see? Money. Just talk about being truthful and you get money like this.
Not bothering to protect the girl, I say, sorry for the interlude to Arian, but I feel the people, these children need to know.
I was wondering when you were going to be done prattling, but it's fine. I was able to wipe down my horse Its name is Windswept. And I turn its head with the reins to show her your face set. Windswept, this is set. Set, this is Windswept.
It shakes its head, nods.
Staring at the animal's eye, I appraise it as I would at a market.
Arian settles its saddle, a very simple saddle, but enough for two people, onto Windswept's back. So these Warrens, do we know where we're going?
The specific geography of what they look like, I'm not sure, but I have seen, I have walked by them before, but I did not enter. I believe that they are. I look left and right, down the streets leading out. I believe that they are that way.
I suppose that'll be good enough. We can ask for directions when we feel we are getting close.
Not far that way is one of the many walls that divides different layers of the cities, even individual districts divided into a more downtrodden area of this very one.
Riding on the back of the horse, my arms around Arian.
Outside these gates, on both ends, stand at the ready Babista Gori warrior women, murderesses, dried blood on some of their bare bodies, scraps of clothing. They nod at the horse. One spits at the horse.
Arian bares his teeth at that particular woman, but doesn't do anything other than that.
The sight of the blood triggers something within myself. I know, I can see the thin, dissolute threads of spirit leading elsewhere where it came from, and I know that I could focus and follow those threads. But there's no mystery here, so I blink my eyes, and the vision vanishes.
The essence, airy, masculine, blood of men.
I closed my eyes and tried to shut the blood out. When I opened them, the world looks normal.
Said perhaps you should ask those people over there for clarification on where we should go.
Yes, I can. I hop to. I lean over the side of the horse at the warrior woman with the dried blood on her arm. I say, "Is this the gate to the Warrens, then?"
This is the gate to the ass side of the district, yes. Warrens will take up a big chunk of it, but don't go stepping around in there unless you intend to get your feet lopped off by some kind of a trollkin or something. What business do you have in the Warrens, scholar?
Cult business. Business of the Conclave.
Curious.
The Conflux.
Well, heed those words. Be careful with the pitfalls of the Warrens. Again, if you have business there, I suggest that you at least go around or keep a safe distance. You'll find it very quickly. And if you've never been to the ass end over here, it's an entire wasteland of ruined Israelian buildings amidst tiny overgrowth. The pits to the trolls are hidden, but they are there.
And are you here to warn the citizenry?
I'm here to defend them from wrathful trolls or wrathful men and women. To seal the gates if need be. It would not be the first time something demonic has crawled out from the Warrens.
I return from my lean over the side of the horse and dismount, dropping off the back. I say, are you willing to escort us, O warrior?
Her large, puffed up hair looks even grander now at floor level with her. To the Warrens or somewhere around the Warrens?
I pull out the clay tablet with the notes on it.
Because as I said, unless you are blind as a troll, you won't miss the Warrens.
We seek the house of Zetho.
Understood. I will guide you to the house.
I glance over at Arian for approval.
Is it a place that a horse could travel?
Yes, the ass end of Derno is no less open. If anything, the horse would do better even cresting the Warrens. Its tall legs and what have you. I won't be stepping in the Warrens themselves. We'll be going around if I'm to guide you.
I think that's a good plan.
How much for your trouble? I look at Set and then at the woman.
Well, at least 10 bronze clacks.
Digging out the tiny money bag attached at my waist, I jingle it briefly and say, "We can pay."
Follow me then. But be quick.
Arian puts his hand out to pull Set up onto the back of the horse.
I pull myself up with Arian's help.
Arian nods.
As the horse sets off, I speak down to the woman walking by her side. Is this, I am, the city is not my home, so I do not recognize your appearance. Tell me of yourself.
I am a follower of Beaster Gore. the great killer, the one who was birthed from the corpse of Ronalda and sought revenge when men failed to protect their wife, the many wife. Drunken do we get on the blood of men when we slaughter them? Raising her eyes at you.
Matching her gaze, I shrug. If it matters to you, the business that we are on will help both men and women.
Of that I have no doubt, or you wouldn't be in this city. The matriarchy of Ezrolia is significantly more kind than those of the few patriarchies this land has had. The grandmothers know what the grandfathers do not.
Arian nods, listening, as if he knows something of the concept of matriarchy, and continues to ride the horse.
I theatrically look around the city and say, I see the truth in that. I lie.
Roll truth rune.
Baby. Oh. Failure.
Do you lie?
I do lie.
She looks, nodding. Wise words, Lankormai. Having led down the side, the Warrens are unmistakable. They are overgrown, toppled buildings and towers in the center of the ass end, the center point of this part of Dierno. There are trees and large bushes that have eaten many of these buildings. Few eyes peer for the holes between plant and building. Large concaves that look to hide caves in this section. That being to the right of the curve that she leads you down. To the left and further down, ruins. Ruins of the eviscerated, razed Moontown. The influence of Moontown having infected this part of Derno. Buildings, similarly vacant, bear New Pelorian script, foreign tongue, once owned by lunar business people.
Warrior, may I ask what you know of what happened here?
The Queen happened. The Queen and many powerful sorcerers, of which may have even been from your temple, Lankormai, called upon the summoning of a new planet and called upon the wrath of the Earth itself when the Lunar Empire came with their flying ships to assault our fair city, our fair lady Arnalda, even succeeding for a time. Where were you? You have to have known of this. Where were you during the Great Winter, during Arnalda's death?
I was cloistered in the tiny library of the keep of Erebani, scribing and copying scrolls one after another. That was my education. The wild exploits of battle is something that I have not faced.
Were you kept fed?
Oh yes.
Figures. This must have been in Sartar. She eyes the blade on your side.
Yes. My homeland.
And you who mocked?
I don't need to go into the specifics, as it was part of my old life. But I was out there. Yes, out in the wilderness. With a member of the Humacht. We survived the winter, and he taught me all that I know so far.
Good. So you fought to survive.
There is no other way.
I believe your friend would disagree. But that's good. I'm glad to have heard this. The curve bends around the Warrens.
I say, with so many ruins in the midst of your city, are they not reclaimed?
Not yet. This was all very recent, you see. It's there are other things going on. It's only very recent that our queen has returned to us.
Mm-mm.
And even now, the boat planet, as it were, has foretold a war. And many would-be builders or fortune seekers that would set up shop in our glorious city are otherwise distracted. But there are a few merchants that have settled around and work.
I see. And the location of House Zetho is adjoining one of these ruined districts or within it?
Right over there, around the bend she aims, that area is finely populated, as densely as the other part of Darno that you come from.
Is House Zetho there?
Yes.
Ah. I see. So the Warrens can be avoided traveling here and there.
Yes, they... I don't recall the stories of what may have laid here, but the trolls have claimed it in their own way. And as long as they stay where they are, then the queen doesn't seem to mind.
It sounds like you've given us everything we need to know then. Is this as far as you go?
You won't miss it. I believe it's that door right there in the alley. It's a black door. Presento.
We were told of such.
And my payment?
Juggling the bag underneath my cloak, I reach in and pull out the bronze coins of payment.
The square coins depicting grain goddesses, fertility goddesses, trinkle out, and she takes them. Thank you. I need to get back to my post. The conversation was significantly more entertaining than I thought it would be.
That's good. We strive for the right knowledge shared.
Right. She turns and walks where she came. And, yeah. Creaking to the side of the way is this black door. An alley, but very wide. Not quite a street. But it is effectively facing the Warrens. It's within eye shot of the Warrens itself from that side.
Arian hops down from the back of Windswept and holds her bridle close so that he can be on his feet.
I slip my way off the horse as well and walk to the huge black door.
Arian, realizing that there were supposed to be guards at this door, looks around hesitantly and
No guards.
does a search of the area slowly. Oh no. Failure.
Desolate. The Warrens, not an animal shaking in that overgrown land. The streets and alleys equally vacant in this dark, infected area.
Standing before the door frame, I examine the construction of this building. Grand or
It's large.
ramshackle?
It's large, not made by human hands. It has an intricacy to its make that humans are not known to have crafted. It's made of metal, but stained black. There's a large latch or large handle onto the side and a rectangle kind of protruding from it. Layers to it.
Arian finds a place to tie up Windswept so that he can stand by set and observe this door.
I've never seen something like this. Made of metal?
You could make
Extraordinary.
hundreds of blades with this.
The logic of the trolls escapes me. I reach out to the metal rectangle and touch it.
It's hollow. It's thinner, the metal, thinner than the rest of the door.
Is this does it ring like a bell? I using the hilt of my bronze sword, I tap the metal tube.
The tube in the door clang metal against metal as that eye-level rectangle slides open, revealing black behind it, but breathing, sound of breathing.
Taking a step back away at this surprising event, I reattach the sword to my side.
A single eye appears in the black slit. It's purple and not dissimilar to that of a goat's or a frog's. It blinks. Waiting. Who? Name.
My mouth is dry. I hesitate.
I step forward. We come from the conflux of the executors of Blades and Inks. We have arranged a meeting.
You meet. You see. Samastella. You meet Matron.
I nod and look to Set.
I also nod.
Wait. The metal closes itself back up, slides back into place. The sound of heavy clanking and latches, and it sounds like the hissing of a snake as the door thumps down a level, a few inches, and it begins to grind against the stone floor. Darkness is the only thing that can be seen here, with the faint purple glowing of what seem to be spider webs deeper within this building.
I peer into the dark tunnel, looking for the person that was standing at the door.
The door is not open all the way. There's just enough room for some large body behind it.
There's no need to fear, Set. We were invited, and I walk in.
I nervously follow right behind.
The door hangs open. Behind it, caked in shadow, is not even a silhouette. It is just an eye that blinks downward. Completely molded in shadow, whatever this body is.
My breath catches in my throat. Troll?
The breathing of the creature becomes heavier. Ooze.
Yes. An ooze. That is your name in your own tongue.
The door is being slowly pressed back. The silhouette of the hand, this large, meaty palm, exposed by some of the creeping in light, shutting the large metal door.
Arian puts his hand on a wall, if he can find it, to try and steady himself in the dark.
Follow Whiter. Follow Web. Follow Web. Take you to Priestess. The eye blinks.
I say to Arian, can you lead me? I also reach out my arm and touch the wall.
I can't say I can see much better than perhaps you can, but I grab your wrist and walk forward, following the cobwebs.
The cobwebs are empty of life. They're just these glowing purple strands that dance along the walls, growing deeper down the halls while it's followed, leading and evaporating from behind, its trail eventually disappearing.
Since Arian can't see, he's going to listen as we walk. Success.
The web down the path down the direction it appears to be leading, despite the occasional turn, there's the sound of a woman's voice. She is praying. She is repeatedly using the word, the words, the greatest and oldest of us, the great old one, he who saved us all, he who was born of darkness, he who will come back, he who will save us again. He will kind of continually preaching these words in her prayer, this feminine voice.
Straining to hear, I peered through the darkness, trying to see the woman.
The web concludes with a shadowy room. The only light, the few candles that are left in here, but they're wrong. They are easy on the eyes for the would-be albino. They are giving off a gray hue to everything in this room. And this woman has her arms outstretched upon a large table with altar cloths around it, skulls adorning this table of human and of troll. She looks to the spider web. Thank you, Night Thread. So these are they, the executors. I am overjoyed that you are here. Her hair is long, straight, black. Her eyes bright. Their color grayed out by the profane light that illuminates her. Dress, long, silky. Beautiful, if slightly emaciated.
The environs seem to suit you, but they do not suit me very well. So let us get to it.
Let us. So, I have told your people very little. So any questions you may have, do not hesitate. But something was stolen from our trollish allies of the Warrens. Something disturbed. Something disturbed stole this item. The trolls are not fools, though many would say so. They have layers of security in their own ways. Not only their guards, of which are no less capable than any Humakti or Yalmalian knight. Their watchful eyes were defeated, as well as the oversight of the spirits that haunt the Warrens, blessing them. I do not know how such a thing could have invaded their privacy, but the skull of a matron of their own race was stolen. An artifact of great import to the cult of Ziola Umbar.
I see. And this sacred object they can be stolen by those that have their own purposes for
Yes.
such an object. Do you believe that it was stolen by one of their own?
It's not impossible. I believe there is a second trollish clan within the Warrens, other than the known one, the one that we have allied with, the Arzoga clan. I do not know their name, but they would know. They would know if it were them, I'd imagine.
The Arzoga clan, and then the second clan, the ones that you do not speak to.
Yes. They're much more distant, but if it were their own kind, then surely some kind of fight would have broken out.
What is the nature of this artifact, if you know?
Yes, the skull of this priestess, Zayada Umbar being, I suppose the quickest analogy I can make is a very rough equivalent to the human, the Lightbringer, Shalana Roy. She's a goddess of healing for the trolls. So there's no doubt in my mind that if any latent power lay within the skull, it'd be in lieu of the goddess the priestess once worshipped, and who she is with now.
There is something strange about this. I feel that the troll's own champion should be seeking out this theft.
They already failed. They have champions, they have warriors protecting their warrens and their ancestral sites within, and they failed. They would not ask the surface dwellers for aid frivolously. And I am not a warrior. If something dared to penetrate their warrens, then surely they are a danger.
Will they will the trolls work with us? I feel that I am a man seeking the the bottom of an anthill to interview the worker ants. Will they respect me?
They will. They will respect you as troll friend. I have these. From beneath the. She descends briefly beneath the cloth of the table. Takes out a large jewelry box. Opening it, she takes out a few rings. These are rings that you will return to me or face the wrath of darkness and of the trolls and any violent, wrathful end that the cult of Zarak-Saran would have for you. These are rings that mark you for the time being as troll friend. It sounds out a frequency that they will recognize. You will not even need to speak with them. You'll have a place in their warrens as a neutral party. But the moment they interpret your scent as something else, that will be a mark on you. So do not violate any sanctity that you find within there.
Arian kind of crumbles, but casts it aside.
I see. I hold out my hand for one of the rings.
She lays one on there. It's of silver and embedded with a large, crudely cut, still jagged crystal, purple crystal. It hums very lightly on your palm. These are very intricate in design.
Holding it carefully, I study it, and
it depicts a trollish woman, very tiny in this mosaic, a six-breasted troll woman, and the panel above it, effectively climbing some kind of ledge, stands a normal woman, human woman.
I slide the ring on my finger.
It continues to hum.
Arian puts out his hand.
The ring is identical.
He holds it and thinks and puts it on his non-dominant hand. Kind of squishes it on there because his fingers are kind of thick.
Now, what I am led to believe, and this is from no studying of my own, as even with my shadow lights I have here, the ooze do not like it when we bring light down there. I have not dared to aggravate them, so your venturing will be the first true investigation done by human. Using our senses, I think that we would be more efficient than their failed senses in this invasion of theirs. They rely on a completely different array than we do. But yes, like I said, I will give you 2 of my shadow lights. It will not offend them too egregiously, and you'll be able to do your investigation.
And these shadow lights, are they candles? Do they need to be?
Yes, these I have in my room. More sticks of these.
Mm. Will they only last as long as there is wax?
Yes. They behave normally. Just bred from specific bees found beneath the earth.
I say thank you for these tools. They will aid us greatly.
What is on your mind?
Like I said before, we are being thrust into a landscape alien to us. If I was working with humans, I would set aside time for interviews. I would understand people's jobs, people's careers, their ambitions. I am. I feel rudderless, so I will have to approach this a new way.
Tell me, were you to find somebody, an ooze, who was there at the scene of the crime, as it were, this invasion, were you to find one, being given limited communicative ability, were you to find one, would you like to bring them back here for translation and conversation?
I think it would make sense if they are willing to leave the Warrens.
Okay. I will give you another tool. I will give you a blindfold that will make a pitch for your chosen ooze, so they are able to travel on land briefly to be given to be brought to me. I don't know the names of who were at the crypt, the ancestral site during the invasion, but choose one, show them the sash, the blindfold, and hope that they are in a good mood. They will follow you.
I nod to myself. I think that could work. Does the light harm them, or do they simply hate it?
They're blind in it, especially those who have shunned it for so long.
Your doorman is one of the more resilient ones, then?
Not really. I have never met. I've only heard of such ooze that are capable. He is also not.
I see.
It's very harmful. He can see silhouettes, I believe, but that's the capacity of his ability.
Does he know of anyone, any troll that was at this event?
He has not been given conversation. I have spoken with a few trolls that were. He doesn't leave this abode. I've only spoken with those of the entrance to the underwarrens, not venturing beneath myself.
We have our work cut out for us then.
We certainly do. I scratching my chin, lit in this shadowy gray light. I stare at the woman. And you, how do you fit in? Are you a servant of the trolls, or do you see yourself as a co-equal?
I am, in a way, a cultist to one of their goddesses, the human manifestation of the goddess of darkness. They are equal to us. They predate us. They hold ancient wisdom that I seek.
I see. So you are a potential bridge.
Yes.
Between those two.
Certainly. But they are still trolls, and they are still more cruel than I or any human is known to be.
Is your name known amongst the trolls?
Yes. You can refer to when you issue them the blindfold, you can call on my name, Samastella.
Samastella.
That may help us in finding one that wishes to speak with us. Getting them to cross the Warrens and come back here is a whole other matter.
We would probably have to do that at night.
That would be kind if you were to do that. I don't know how long you'll be in those tunnels, but that would be kind of you. But again, the blindfold will do if it is not night by then. She puts the jewelry box away and takes some candles from a nearby cabinet, nearby drawer rather, open drawer, and pulls out candles, lays them on the same ritual cloth that she was standing over, takes the blindfold from a nearby cabinet as well, rolling up the candles. She wraps them and ties it within the blindfold itself in this ritual cloth.
I pick up the wrapped candles and stuff them into my bag. I look over at Ari and I say, let us plan our next steps together. There's much to think about. This is getting complex already. I nod to Samastella and ask her, so it was you who decided to reach out to the conflux?
Yes. It is very rare that my house acts on its own. We are normally subservient to another, acting as one of its two arms. But I knew that relying on a beast of gore or an earthly goddess would not resolve this amicably, not like that of a god of truth can.
Well, perhaps the god of death can solve the problem altogether.
To kill the problem, I would appreciate it. Metaphorically.
Arian's eyebrow raises, considers that.
I think that the two of us shall retreat outside your abode. We may re-enter if we have another question, but
very well. Allow the wider of this house to guide you as it did before. The webs, that is.
I turn to leave. I say, I can't think here. To Arian, this environment too off-putting, and I'm going to need to redevelop my my will. I know that there is a tea shop a couple blocks away.
Sure. But it might be worthwhile to get used to the dark.
I don't want... I going into the dark without a plan, and plans are best developed in the light, is how I feel about it. Maybe exposing yourself to this darkness builds your own strength. But I need a plan, well and focused, in hand.
If it helps you at all, if it's any amount of comfort, Lankarmai, before you go, know that it is not. It's not gaining strength that you are doing. You are rediscovering. You are relearning what you lost, what you were born with, while you within your origins in the dark.
I will not mince words. The total darkness, the lack of sight, turns my stomach.
I begin walking out and motion for Seth to follow me.
I follow.
The webs guide, and the sound of the echoing footsteps in the darkness issue the doorman to creak it open, it being heard before the proper corner is turned, the light being exposed to your way out. And I believe, Mo, you said that hour and a half. Okay.
But I have one last one line.
Yeah.
You do it.
As we stand outside, I look to Seth. You were born of a mother, yes?
I nod, obviously.
Then you started out in darkness in the womb of that mother.
I nod, but I roll my eyes. It is true.
I think that's what that priestess was getting at. It may be important to know and to remember.
As far as I am concerned, the child's life begins when they enter the light. The pre-existence is beyond my reach.
We can't know what we can't see, I suppose. And I unhook Windswept and begin mounting.
The tea shop is 2 blocks that way.
Oh, cool.
All right.
Mo, you bum rushed that one. You're like, I gotta say it.
I know. I needed to
Do it.
I see what he did.
You couldn't. Well, if I didn't say it now, I was gonna forget it next time. And it would have been weird.
Remember what she said a couple minutes ago?
All right. Well, hey guys, that was awesome.
Yeah, that was a blast.
I gotta go, but let's you guys can have your talk, but we can.
Sure.
Chris and Dom can decommish at a later time. All right, see you guys.
I'll catch you soon. I'm actually gonna go to the restroom real fast.
Go for it. Well, folks, that was Glorantha. Oh, we've got the man himself. Oh, I'm not the admin, so I can't highlight Nicholas's comments. The Rune of Truth. Yeah. I had a lot of fun with that. I think I was getting into it. I did lie for no reason, but I thought that was interesting. Like, my character does lie. Okay, yeah. Relationship to lying. Now that's what I call rune questing.
That's what I call rune racing. But yeah, I hope it wasn't too heavy-handed with the lore, the lore drops and all that shit. But
I liked it. I told you kind of like before we started that I was gonna go kind of like detective tropey, and this is really like this is great, which is like they're calling us in, and then it's like well, we're working with the German consultate of whatever. So so we're kind of like we're out of our element, but it's like it makes sense. So I thought it was great. I didn't feel lost, which is my lying.
So that's what I was. I I'm very glad that you did that. I lie. So I'm like,
yeah. Well, I was basically, to be completely honest, I wasn't thinking about like truth at that point. I was just like, yeah, sure, that's what my character would do. They would just like, yeah, sure, matriarchy is great, like, but like that is more of a trickster thing.
Yeah.
But it's also interesting that my character was doing it, which is like, I feel that part of being a cop is kind of lying, which is like doing good cop, bad cop isn't good. If you're doing a good cop, bad cop thing, you are lying. You're being deceptive to the person you're interviewing. So it is kind of, I'm kind of going against my cult if I act like a cop in a way. If I do it in that way, I don't know. Kind of interesting.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, because that's like the thing with the rune roll. Because like I didn't want. I think that was a fun call because it was like I don't care about you rolling deception. I'm not. I don't think it was that complicated a lie, quote unquote.
Sure.
You roll deception. It's kind of like a whatever thing for her, but it was like. It's more. I was more curious if the character was capable of doing it in the moment, and he was, and he failed the truth rune. his better rune, as it were.
Yeah. Okay. Great. So it was. Yeah. You didn't make an illusion check. You made a truth check, which is like equivalent.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It could be either or.
Right.
So you failed the truth route in favor of illusion.
Yeah, you could have construed that as succeed in illusion.
Exactly.
Okay, got it.
So you interpreted that exactly perfectly in the moment. There was nothing.
Cool. Well, I didn't quite understand the ruling, but I rolled with it. Is what actually happened.
Yep.
Yeah, that was cool. I think that's something to think about, which is like playing this character. An interesting tension might be so bookworm versus hard-boiled detective.
Yeah.
Or like I'm coming out like I've kind of I mentioned this to the character, but I was like, I was in a cloister for like 5 years scribing stuff. So it's like I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, I like that. I like that back and forth a lot. I kind of felt bad that this was like a random guard. I was like, I like this interaction that's going on here.
I was, I knew it was a random NPC, and I was making you sweat.
No, it was cool. I liked it a lot. It acted as like a vehicle to kind of like talk about these. What did you do during the Great Winter? Where were you during the Great Winter? That was the thing that led to the cloister. So that was really cool.
So was the Great Winter like some sort of like Krakatoa like event where it was like the year without a summer?
Exactly that. Yeah. It was a year of winter. I think it was like it was actually 2 or 3 years ago. So it was very, very recent.
Oh, okay.
No, it might have been further back. In any case, it was fairly recent. You would have lived through it.
Gotcha. I think it's conceivable that it was like, oh, the harvest is bad, Chris, or excuse me, the harvest is bad, Set, but like here's a block of cheese. You're doing this scroll stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. If like it's the kind of thing where like people starved. Yeah, it was a bad time.
Right.
Like in myth, it was the Lunar Empire effectively killing Orlanth and Ernalda. So those gods were dead. Like all the magic, all of their duties were gone.
Interesting.
So as a Sardarite, that's even more interesting to me that you were in a cloister with the chief god of your culture being dead. So like it might have been something where like it was like a base, like it was like a doomsday kind of base.
Yeah, I'm like I'm a Satarite, or whatever. I'm a Satar. Yeah, Satarite, right?
Yeah, Sartar. Yeah, Sartarite.
Sartarite. But like I do kind of like imagine that I am odd amongst that. Like my path is different where it's like yeah. I think Nicholas brings up a good thing, which is I didn't even notice COVID. Like, sure, like that could be like part of it. You guys,
which is possible.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna just do this as a three-way conversation between the three of us,
sure,
including Nicholas. But like, I read somewhat recently about anchorites in the Catholic Church, and that was like the craziest thing. And you could totally imagine those people not realizing that there was COVID, right? So this could be like some sort of extreme religious practice where it's like I'm in the they open up a little vent and they put a scroll in there and then they close it, like something like that.
You're putting this away.
Yeah.
Everything all right out there? Wind hasn't blown in a year, but we're good, I guess.
Yeah.
We haven't had air in a while.
Yeah. Like,
what's the breeze like? What's the breeze? We've forgotten what that is.
So copying scrolls, that's like a big deal, right, in this world. That's the assumption that I'm making because we're doing Bronze Age-ish. Is like kind of like the fact that I can read and write and I can produce copies of scrolls is like
you're the Bronze
I'm a knowledge
Iron
worker.
Age.
I'm a big time knowledge worker. You know.
Absolutely, yeah. A big duty for the Lancor Mai is chronicling, is repeating, is creating copies by hand. No one else is going to really do it. Your God created the written language. So, yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Yeah, I think that's totally makes sense.
The big thing with Lancor Mai 2 and the leader of the conflux, he kind of referenced it a bit.
Yeah.
We don't share. If you find something, that's yours. Don't be sharing it with other people. This is for the cult. This is for us. It's insular.
Okay, knowledge hoarding.
Yeah, they're all about hoarding. So like your anchorite idea, that makes perfect sense. It's like put this away. People delivering info to you. Document this. Make some copies.
Okay. So I was briefly confused by our what's his name?
By the leader of the conflux, I did so well with his name, and
I didn't even write it down. What the fuck? Somewhere on here. Taramacht.
Yeah.
Taramacht. So he, I was a little befuddled because you were using you were talking a lot about Yelm.
Yeah.
But he's not a Yelmite, right?
No,
he's
not.
a Lancor. Okay. Lancor.
So I see the confusion. Yeah. He didn't respect Yelm in the same way as other people did, which may or may not be accurate to where he's from, but I don't know enough about where he's from. But I was out of character describing Yelm a lot. But yeah, when it turned to his voice, he wasn't giving that same amount of recognition as the narrator, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't quite pick up on that, but I understand now. And then there's also all these sub factions of the Lancor Mai.
Yes, the schools.
Okay. Should I choose one of those to be a member of that?
If you want, I post them up, and the default is gray. The default is like the Gandalf the Gray Sage. I like history. I like the Elder Races. I like done.
Let me look. Okay, so we've got Charterist, Gray Sages,
charged. Black
Okay.
philosopher.
Black philosophers, blue philosophers, green sages, purple sages. Okay, so the black philosophers are people that like trolls,
The
but
darkness.
they are part of my cult, which is not associated with darkness. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah. So they still worship the same god. They're still all
Right.
about Mai, but the
Okay.
individual and the way that they practice, they're all about. So like the knowledge hoarding, they're
Okay.
specialists in the underworld, trolls, darkness
Okay.
demons, things like that.
Okay. I don't want to do in-session stuff here, but I think
You're
my
good.
character wants to talk to one of them.
Sure, yeah. I'll flesh out the temple more as we go.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. This part with like the airships blowing up a planet, that's literally what happened, right?
The Lunar Empire came in their flying ships and
Okay.
siege Nochet like 2 years ago. That actually happened 2 years ago, or maybe one or 2 years ago. That happened very recently, last year. I want to say we're going to commit to 1624.
Sure.
They came in on their flying ships and they sieged Nochet, but with the aid of the sea wolves, which are not good people, but with their aid, they fought them back.
Okay, so this was like a Spelljammer-esque battle. Okay, but basically this is kind of like the reason why there's these ruined districts is because of that war.
At least Moontown, yeah.
Okay.
The Warrens have just been there for a long time because of other wars.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. Nochet is a valuable piece of real estate.
Cool.
But yeah.
Yeah. I had a blast.
I had a great time. I'm looking forward to the next session, which I'm down for next week.
Yeah, me too.
Great. I'll bring it to Mo. I had fun with trying to make it as quote unquote noir as I could. Like even getting to the candle thing with like the giving everything the gray tone.
I think I picked up on that and I got that.
And the sexy dame kind of
yeah.
So we
tapped
into that a bit.
I reached out. So yeah, I was picking up on that.
It's like, why is he describing this woman in particular?
Yeah, I don't want to. Okay. I'm going to say this. I do like the characterization of the house of
Samastella. Oh yeah, house of
the house of Zetho. But I was actually thinking about a dark ride at a carnival for the
yeah, absolutely. That was the
where it's kind of like the black light lit.
Yeah. The glowing purple spider web. Absolutely.
Yeah. I was thinking about this is just like that.
Very cheesy. And you hear the spooky door open at the end.
Yeah.
You hear the lady chanting down the hall.
Yeah. Also, I think one thing that was cool all around is, the part with the door, the metal door.
Yeah.
And then the kind of the panel that slides open and close and stuff like that.
Really,
that was great because I think that everyone was pretty committed to doing it in universe.
Yes.
Where it's this is yeah, sure. If you saw this in a TV show, you'd be like, oh, it's a metal door. What are these? I know exactly what this is. But I think we were all pretty committed to be this is kind of weird in this world. So we're going to all treat it as weird.
Yeah.
Like a metal door. What the fuck? I'm making things out of metal. What?
that was really cool. I really liked how you guys interacted with that.
Yeah. And I think I like that sort of thing where we're not winking. We're not well, of course it's this. perhaps someone could peek out through this thing. Like, we're not yucking it up for the camera, but we're responding in universe and coming up with stuff in universe. So I thought that was pretty awesome.
I had a good time.
Yeah, props to Mo too. I really like this dynamic that's being set up with Mo the killer.
Yeah, I thought I loved his bit about I don't need, basically paraphrasing, I don't need your permission to kill. It's like, I think you misunderstood the oaths we took. I don't need you to tell me who to kill. I'll just kill who you tell me, in addition to who I'm going to be killing.
Right. I guess. Yeah.
But
I guess I had a different understanding, but it makes sense that also my character would have
absolutely,
a different understanding. So it's like,
I was.
You're binding yourself. Okay, well, wait, hold on. I want you to fucking kill anyone that's trying to attack me without my commands.
I loved that interaction, because it was, like you said, your character understanding it this way, because he would, right? It's like very like litigious. Like, okay, he said that you will kill who I tell you to, so I really got to open up that door so you don't feel like you have to do that with me. I'm going to give you more leniency. And he's like, that's not how I interpreted it, but thanks, I guess.
Yeah. Kind of like a legalistic perspective.
Yep.
Okay. One kind of like, I don't think this may not come up in the game, but I want my guy to be a court stenographer, kind of like as his day job. So does that make sense? Like, can I just co-create stuff like that, or would that conflict with the world building?
I think the interesting thing there is the lack of literacy. So you need to have somebody come in there to write all this down, to take these notes, but then they might lean on you as well to read other notes that maybe the judge or whoever is overseeing the issue, because it's not going to be an appointed judge, of course. So whoever it is that is the humacht or the judging authority, they're going to be like, can you read this for me? So I think there's an interesting interaction there.
Okay, interesting.
So, yeah, being the note taker for a judgment, I think it'd be cool.
Okay, that's great. I'll just go into it, because I really okay. So here's the thing. I love the idea of role playing as a lawyer in like science fiction settings. My favorite character that I ever made was a science fiction Better Call Saul lawyer type guy. And so I like the idea of kind of like that sort of flavor of authority. So let me kind of ask, it sounds like this is more kind of like the rulings of wise men or like sages, rather than a conception of like rule of law.
That's right.
Okay.
Like the closest thing to like a bound rule of law is honor, which is already kind of vague, right? And yeah, it would come down to much more like argument and who is deceiving who.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And like you said, the wise sage who can read, who can interpret, and then go from there.
Right. So it's in that sort of context, I can be like, 200 years ago, this other judge said this. So,
and here's the scroll.
Yeah, here's the scroll. And then the judge himself, or herself, I guess, in this setting, would be like, yeah, I'll keep that under advisement. Thank you. It's not like authoritative.
This is an example, but you can see where he made a mistake here.
Yes.
This is very deceitful. This is a clear sign of dishonor or disorder. He was corrupted. He had a disorder demon in his brain, clearly.
Yeah. Really, kind of. I linked the Waffle House video. Did you watch the Waffle House video?
I haven't. I'm pretty sure I've seen it before. That was it's the whole thing where like they don't have actual orders. They have like just rhythms that they like. There's like a pattern they all have to do.
Yeah. So that's cool.
Yeah, that's right. It's the placement of like the condiments and the jams or some shit, right? That's right. They don't have actual.
Exactly. Yeah, I think like that's like what's fucking cool about this setting, and like generally Bronze Age settings or prehistoric settings, is that reading and writing is fucking cool. Like
Yes.
it's like my character could read and write. It's like
magic.
yeah, it's magic, and it's kind of like even in kind of like medieval times, there was like you could have a job which was transcribing letters and writing it to the next town over. Like that's like a decent career, which is being able to write down people's letters to each other.
Absolutely.
So
and that, in this world too, I could see a Lankamar doing that absolutely. But the big key to that for me is that's the sharing of knowledge. That's
right.
Depending, right? Which for context, that's Isseries. So Lankamar is all about hoarding.
Right.
Isseries is the god of sharing and trading knowledge.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that's a good point. I think.
But again, still important.
So the Isseries are kind of like a different sort of like scholarly themed.
Yeah, they're more mercurial, quote unquote. They're more like Mercury, wherein they will travel, they will be the merchants, they'll sell things, but they're like Lankamar made the written word. Isseries made trade tongue, so the Isseries cult has that common tongue that all people can speak.
All right. If I were to kind of like compare this to other properties, Lankamar is a little bit like the old school Brotherhood of Steel, where they're kind of like hoarding knowledge.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. They have secrets that will bite them in the ass over and over and over again.
Okay, cool. I'll keep that in mind for kind of like the secret aspects. Anyway, cool. Thank you for clarifying some things for me.
Yeah, thanks for the game. Thanks for the characters.
Yeah, this was a total blast. I'm looking forward to next week.
Yep. And we'll look at the situation with the sorcery, so we can get that cooking. That'd be cool to see.
Yeah, I may. So like, how do I say this? My main motivation for this kind of like game is to not have like a superhero story. You know what I mean? Like I can totally see how like you could do that in RuneQuest and do that with this character.
Absolutely.
But my kind of preference is kind of like going through the actions of exploring. So I don't want to do. I read the sorceries briefly, and like if they're too insane, I may just be like, I'm working on one in the background, and that's what it is. Yeah, I'm not. It's not going to come up in the story, perhaps, which is like I don't want to be like, oh, the one secret. Well, okay, we've got a mystery. I'll go pray and receive the answer to the mystery. Like that is fucking cool if you're adventuring. But I may kind of not want to do that in this story. But I don't know.
It's not going to be foolproof, right? Like it's not going to be like what is the name of the person that stole the skull? Lankamar is not going to be just like, oh, geez, boss, I looked through all scrolls in existence. I don't fucking know because that's just not written down. That is not in my purview. Good luck. Like,
right. Right.
Or maybe it's something weird like that, right? Like where it is like something has to have been written. Please tell me what has been written about this skull. And that answer will be vague as hell. You know?
The trolls don't write anything. Sorry.
They write in Braille.
Oh, they write in Braille? Oh, man.
Yes.
Okay. It's just like
sends you a screenshot.
A shimmering wall of kind of like
dots.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, I can't read that.
Yeah. Or even just kind of like my like I feel like this scratching over my hands.
Yeah.
Like really, really fast. And I'm like, okay, I can't. That's not useful.
I need a troll right now to translate. You're just jabbing with your hand. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So like, don't think that you should hold back because it's too powerful.
Okay.
Hold back because I can do this once a month or like 3 times a month.
Right. I'll think about it. I'll look at the sorceries more closely because
Even
the rune spells are like.
I was just talking about rune magic. Rune magic is what I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
Sorceries are like it's gonna take months.
It's gonna take months.
Yeah,
okay.
Like the base ability of a sorcery is very weak. Like for you to actually to get it to like an impressive way, it's gonna take at least like a season.
Okay, I guess I really need to read it though. So
yeah,
I'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I won't hold back rune magic.
Yep. All right.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah. In terms of my scheduling, like I can do both Saturdays and Tuesdays at the current moment. So depending on how you guys shake it out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll aim at Saturdays. You know, maybe being a bit more strict. I was fine with an hour and a half. If we can keep the trend, if we can play a little longer, then that's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I learned my lesson for Tuesdays.
Oh, Tuesdays are too much. Okay.
I didn't feel good about it. No, I could probably do like a one shot, but if we want to keep it to something a bit more structured, quote unquote, like a more open ended like this, then.
Gotcha. Maybe you should be. Yeah, we should
do UNPCs.
Do Glorantha 1PCs where you roll on your cult. That'd be cool.
Yep.
I fucking love this, like getting thrown in there. Okay, great. Mm-hmm. You're this cultist.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. And as even in this session, you could see that like, yeah, there's kind of variable. It's like, oh yeah, she's the equivalent to this goddess, you know.
Right.
It's pretty loose.
All right. Awesome. I had a blast.
And thank you, Mo, for playing if you watch this, and thank you, Nicholas, for hanging out.
Absolutely. Hope to see Mo again next week.
See you soon.
Woo!
Let me actually click the end stream button before I was about to